Welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today I'm doing some general maintenance on my wife's car. Just about 10 miles short of 55,000 miles on this QX60, and it is time for a new set of tires because winter's here and we got our money's worth out of this first set of tires, so we're going to put a new set of shoes on it and go into the winter with a good set of tires so we don't end up at the annual meeting of slip and slide. You know, my tires are worn out in the winter meetup where all the cars go bashing into each other. So I'm going to throw 4 new tires on this thing, change the engine oil and filter, and basically just do some of that general maintenance stuff that we do at this shop. We often joke we are a general repair facility. Generally, we fix everything. So let me get the wheels off this thing. We'll show you how we mount and balance the tires. Not exciting, but it pays the bills. In this case, it keeps the wife happy. So that's even more important. So whenever I do a set of tires, I replace the valve stems. Luckily for me, this one has the rubber stems, so they're a pretty easy replacement item. So 60,000 miles, my front brakes actually look pretty good. My rear brakes are about due for service. I will probably go ahead and order some brake pads in. I will try to resurface the rotors on these because I like the factory rotors. They usually hold up better. These are a vented rear rotor, so I can actually resurface them. And then if they mic out within specs, I'll put them back on the car. The metallurgy of the factory original rotors have always been better than the stuff we get in the aftermarket. But the aftermarket's much faster and more affordable to replace, and it seems to hold up just fine. We don't have many problems with the brake rotors that we install, but we're also not installing the cheapest rotors on people's cars that we can get to maximize our efficiency or our profitability. We actually make less money on our brake jobs than a lot of shops because we use higher tier parts. And sometimes we use factory original stuff because the customer just says, hey, I want the factory original stuff on it. We're like, cool, you're gonna have a great brake job when you're done. So I'm going to roll these tires over to the speed breaker, and we're going to take these things apart. Well, this is our Hunter Auto 34. It is a nearly hands-free system. It doesn't have anything metal that contacts the rim unless you make a mistake mounting it up. So we've had pretty good use out of this machine. We've had it for about 10 years. I have recently had to put some bits into it to make it better. But for the most part, it's been a really good machine. It does its job. So my bead is now broken. I'm going to pull the tire off. Now I put my valve stem at the tool head or just next to the tool head because most of the time my TPMS sensor is right there. I don't want to break my TPMS sensor. It's very expensive, like $100, and the aftermarket ones tend to just not function the way they need to. Yep, the sensor. I'm going to put my sensor right next to the head. It's actually better to start your head on this side, but it'll work. To remove the tire, I bring the stem back around the same spot. Bring up the lower shoe. Pop the tire off the rim. So that tire's done. Turn my heads home. I'm going to replace my valve stem. Here in Ohio, we deal with a lot of road salt, and road brine will get into in between the rim and bead, and that often has to be cleaned. And the valve stem hole needs to be cleaned sometimes because the corrosion will get in there and it'll create slow tire leaks, and it's really frustrating, but it's just part of what we have to deal with in this part of the country. If you're in the salt belt, you know what I'm talking about. If you're anywhere else in the world that doesn't use road brine and salt on the roads, then you don't have as much work to do when you change tires. These are looking pretty good. This car gets a car wash probably once a week, maybe more. She's pretty good about keeping it clean, so that does help with getting the road brine off your car and keeping the corrosion down. Tire pressure sensors use a T15 typically, and that allows you to remove them from the stem. Ooh, that was snug. So then you remove the stem from the wheel, and you replace the stem with a new stem. That allows you to have a really good life out of your new tire without having a stem leak issue, which can kill a tire. So I don't see any corrosion, so I'm just going to put a new seal in. And when I put my new stems in, I remove the valve core because it allows me to inflate the tire 2 to 3 times faster when I'm doing the job, because efficiency is a big part of doing this job. So those Toyo Open Countries lasted us pretty well. I mean, 55,000 miles out of a set of tires is pretty good. Now, in my defense, I did force match those when we bought the car. And I will be force matching these wheels and tires as an assembly to keep my wheel weights to a minimum, but also to make the wheel and tire as a whole assembly spin better. I guess you could call it hot rodding my wheel and tire assembly. So we're going to try some Firestone All Seasons. I don't know, they come with a 55,000 mile tread wear, built in 23, looks like a pretty decent tire, made in Costa Rica. Hey, I don't think we make anything in this country anymore, it's a crime. Everybody's gotten lazy. Alright, now normally there's a dot, but there's no dots on this tire that I'm seeing. Let's say inside or outside. I don't see an inside or outside, so these tires don't care, apparently. We're going to take our valve stem, we're going to put it as far away from us as we can. We're going to slap the tire on. Wow. That one almost goes on by itself. Who needs a tire machine? Just put it on. So now we're going to seat our beads. Oh, stink. It's one of those narrow sidewalls have been sitting on the bottom of the pile for a month. Let me grab some safety glasses and my boomer. Nope, let me try that again. Smoking. Test it again. talk about in school. Got it. Alright. Once again, sacrificing my body for people's cars. Remind me to have a better grip on that next time, though. Now we're done mounting the tire. It's time to balance the tire. Let's see how this one turns out. Put this on the balancer and remove all the old weights. We'll see what it looks like. Like a basketball. Ooh, a ½ ounce. I'll take it. Let's check road force just to see. A ½ ounce is pretty awesome. Let's check road force just for giggles. Balance is good. Road force feels pretty good. Gotta love a new set of tires. New tires on a new road are a very, very nice thing. Error detection. Would you rotate on me? So 13 on passenger car limits is an excellent tire, an excellent wheel and tire assembly with minimal weight. I mean, a ½ ounce on the inside, that's it to balance out. That is an outstanding tire and wheel. That makes me happy. So now you can do that 3 more times. Let me get the next one over there and break it down. Let's see what it looks like. One and a quarter and a road force of 4. Another good tire. So we're going to do a 1 1/4 ounce sticky weight on the inside. While this was balancing, I dismounted my other tire. It's a nice balanced assembly. That one's done. Alright, time to drop it down, torque the lug nuts, fill it up with oil, and double check my fluids, reset my reminders, and then it's time to go home. So Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Have a safe day out there. If it's winter where you're at, it's winter where I'm at. If it's winter where you're at, check your tires, because if you need them, it's better to change them before the snow flies than after you get pulled out of the ditch because you had bald tires. Just saying. Think about it. Check your tires. It's that time of year.